be. That dude popped off in the Earth game.
He did.
He went for the scaling build. He went tier on Kassadin.
He also had the Pocket Ivern.
The Pocket Ivern helped.
Yeah, the Pocket Ivern is OP on Earth.
That's true.
All right, let's see it. Doomy's just going for it.
Woo!
He's got combat summoners. Get in there.
Ow. I think Ceros won that fight.
He did, but there is regen on the side of DOINB here. He's got the double Dorans. Probably has some lifesteal in the runes. This will be an interesting one to watch. I do think that, you know, if you go for a really efficient build on Lucian, it becomes very difficult for someone like Syndra to win. In the past, when we watched these types of matchups in 1v1 All-Stars, often the way that the Syndra had a chance was actually wave control and winning by CS.
Right.
And I think this is not there anymore. So, you know, it does become very difficult if you can't actually bully him very heavily early, because once you're sitting on like a Hex Drinker and you have a Vamp and multiple Doran's Blades, you're not able to get one shot. It's like, ooh, that gets tough because your mana bar starts really fighting heavily against their lifesteal and their amount of health, and often the marksmen come out on top in that sort of battle.
Yeah, I think we're looking at Hex Drinker Cutlass, and then you've got 2,000 gold to spend, and you could go Spectre's Cowl. I wouldn't even hate that.
Yeah.
Just like, well, if I don't get all in, I always win is like maybe reasonable. Yeah,
I mean, if you're looking for the Ring of Fire fight, I think that actually makes a lot of sense. But you have to give a lot of credit to Ceros. He's landing every skill shot right now. He's actually slamming DOINB with these skill shots. So, you know, we talked about if you're going to win early, you have to be really harassing your opponent, and he's doing an incredible job with that. And he's going to lose the cannon. So we're going to see Ceros way up in gold.
One thing I got to point out is because of the elevated XP income, you're leveling up every wave or two. So Lost Chapter is giving you so much mana.
That's true. It's pretty insane value with that passive every time you do level up. It is just going to be the boots buy and some potions for DOINB. We see a Fairy Charm and I believe a Doran's Ring picked up, as well as that refillable for Ceros. So, you know, probably working towards a Ludens. The kind of defensive itemization against physical is much more difficult for mages. Yeah, you can go for Zonias, but that's not really going to win you the game.
Yeah, Arm Guard itself is efficient.
Yeah, but it's like, is surviving enough? I tend to feel like no. I tend to feel like as Syndra in a matchup like this, the extended fight is not what you want. You want to try to threaten lethal damage. And that's going to be kind of how you do it, through harassing him down and then maybe a Flash Ignite or something like that. You know, you have the barrier down, but mind you, the cooldowns on the summoner spells are a lot lower. So it's a much smaller window to punish.
Right, your Ignite cooldown is basically your ult cooldown in both these cases. So it's like that's up for each all-in, and you're going to trade those back and forth every time. We'll have to see. I'm also kind of like in my mind thinking about like, is it worth it to go Oblivion Orb Sorc Shoes when you know you're going to fight a Hex Drinker?
Probably not.
And it's close.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say because you are level 11, so you've got, you know, rank 3E, rank 2 ult. Like, you've got decent base damage.
Up, freak.
Basically, you're facing off about like 70 to 80 magic resist.
Okay.
And 33 magic pen is not bad in that case. Like, it's, you know, obviously you'd want someone without items at all, but...
What about Leandry's by comparison?
Arguably better. Like, Haunting Guys is probably a better item than Oblivion Orb in most cases.
I tend to think that the way he's probably going to win, you know, is it has to be like harassing him down and then killing him with lethal damage. I'm not sure if having, say, Lost Chapter plus Leandry's would be better, or having Ludens plus Haunting Guys. You know, that's maybe
I would like Ludens Haunting Guys.
Yeah, so
I'd go for that.
That's kind of where I tend to land. I think, you know, having the CDR is very, very valuable there. The additional burst potential. Ceros has been playing this out well. He's up in farm. He did get a turret plate there, so yes, the farm isn't a win condition, but it is you know, making you stronger for those potential 1v1s. And Ceros has been great at landing these skill shots.
He stunned him out of the Ring of Health. He landed the W to get the 20% current health damage, so he's keeping lane pressure up against DOINB. And he's forcing like backwards ease as well, so he's actually like he's forcing awkward recalls, he's denying some of the gold, he's getting the cannon, 177 for the cannon there, and that's with him being up. That's how much they're worth.
And this is actually back-to-back cannon waves that DOINB has recalled on and missed. And when you are behind on gold, that's a couple hundred gold that you're missing from killing that cannon, right? That's almost a kill worth of gold that DOINB has missed there. So you can see how much he is ahead, right? You know, that's a good 800-900 gold now with that turret plate popping in. It looked like it was like 4,300 or so to you know, 34 or thereabouts.
Yeah.
So he's gonna have a pretty good buy for himself. We'll see where he does go. It is gonna be the Ludens and now Cloth Armor. So it's looking like probably Ludens Seekers would be my guess at this point. I do tend to think that it's gonna be less about the survivability from the Seekers and more would have preferred that Haunting Guys as a result, but you know, maybe if it is just like 100-0, you know, the Lucian's hitting you the whole time, then Seekers could pay off.
I will say, like, this game is definitely going to sudden death. Like, I don't see 2 kills coming in before then.
Yeah,
So it's like, well, we're trading our entire health bars. Right? The only thing that matters at that point is health bar versus health bar. And at that point, then, okay, yeah, I like Arm Guard a lot for this one. I think you can just barely afford Arm Guard and a Ruby Crystal.
Okay.
I think there's enough time for that. With how many plates he's getting, I think he has the money for it. So you can get armor and health. Generally, the math works out that you'd rather buy health than armor at equal gold efficiency. But in this case, you're getting a lot of armor at very efficient value, so I can see it being good.
Yeah, and on the other side, we see Merc Treads, we see
Sure.
the Hex Drinker, so kind of building for that efficiency, building for the mobility here against CEROS. And remember, CEROS doesn't actually have any boots. He does have Flash, but it is double combat summoners
He's going for
here.
the play. Cooling on there as well, dodging most of those shots is CEROS, but gets chunked low, and he's got to make sure they don't wait too long, because sudden death is coming up soonish, right? We're going to get the notification in like 20 seconds here.
Okay, so he's going to recall now. This is a pretty good timing.
Yeah.
Ignite down for both players, so it will be Flash versus Barrier. I feel like recalling in the same spot is a little bit troll, because you could just potentially get interrupted again.
Oh, doesn't land the summit. Cuckoo for the ult! This kill won't end the game. He actually probably should have just let himself die and not lost the Flash.
Yeah, that's funny. I actually think you're right, but players aren't going to think about that, Saving that Flash.
Yeah, I mean, you don't think of
Barrier. That is such a metagamey thing, and I think you're actually correct, because likely we wouldn't have seen. Well, I don't know, because you do give the Baron recall and the gold over to DOINB.
Right, so he gets 400 gold for a Ruby Crystal or something.
Yeah. Either way, going to be about 600 gold up in this final fight is CEROS, but I do think the range is the biggest advantage for Syndra. We have seen him constantly, outranging the Lucian, throwing these spells out, kind of harassing down the Lucian, but with Ring of Fire spawning, that's not really that much of an option. Lucian can actually just wait it out until you are in auto attack range for pretty much the whole fight.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the mobility doesn't really matter as much. Ignites are going to be pretty much timed out to both be up at the same time here, so we'll see.
And we're 25 seconds away from Unleashed Power. Ignite's about 2 seconds before that here for CEROS. So that's like, he's waiting for that timer.
Yeah.
Which is like as the ring goes all the way to melee here. So he's going to have to try to like play it as low as possible, right? Keep the push going, right? Make DOINB take some extra minion damage. And he's waiting for the ults in 4 seconds, and that's when the fight really happens. Going forward,
here we go. Can't kite now.
Damage. Can't go backwards. Goes for big damage. Can't find the stun just yet. This is going to be the big chunk. He's ignited, and DOINB gets it.
That was so close.